Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Darjanator. Over there is Myre. And you join us on the Fortnightly Frontier, the most sensual Star Citizen podcast in the verse. What? No? Wrong?
Hi.
That wasn't sensual. Those were predatory. What the hell? Myre, the sensual predator. Not the sexual, the sensual predator.
Oh, man.
And anyway, welcome to this first episode after March.
After March,
After March, which means that the March Madness giveaway for the Fortnightly Frontier has ended. All the entries have been collated, and I will hand it over to my lovely assistant for the draw.
So we're about to draw the winner for the, what is it? A Cyclone RN.
It is.
Drumroll, I guess, is playing right now, yes? And the winner! Congratulations to Scythil.
Scythil. Is it Scythil or is it Scythil?
I think it's Scythil.
Scythil. Right. Okay.
So
Anyway, yes, we won't be contacting you. You will be contacting us. Please send an email to fortnightlyfrontier@gmail.com, or if that's not right, if I misremembered, right there, that one. And use the same email that you used to enter the giveaway, and it shall be yours. You have 2 weeks.
Congratulations. You have a fortnight. Otherwise,
a fortnight.
We get to keep the Cyclone and drive it.
Yeah.
This is ours. But yeah, so that was to celebrate our 100th episode. What episode are we on right now?
Jeez.
Quick math.
103, 4, something like that? I don't know. Why did my voice get so high?
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. That was that. The fun part over with, and now to the more dreary bits about talking about Star Citizen, I suppose. While I go through puberty, apparently.
Yep. So, as they promised, Star Citizen 3.1 is now off the shelves, and we're able to play it. And it is the first ever deadline that CIG has ever made that they have promised. And that includes even things like live streams, which have been 24 hours late at times.
They have been. Although I would say that most of the live streams have been on the day they said they would be.
Right.
Sure, there were, minutes to hours late, but, events, though, yeah. Oh boy. And game releases, even bigger, oh boy.
So it's been a massive confidence boost for, I suppose, the citizens, for me at least anyway, and hopefully for backer optics and stuff. And I am now pretty confident, pretty hopeful that we'll be getting what they've said we'll be getting for 3.2. Although 3.2 has a massive order to fill.
It does.
It does.
Because a few features slipped from 3.1 to 3.2, which is something that they said would happen because releasing 3.1, well, at least releasing patches on a quarterly basis. And why are we... Okay, good. Professionalism. And releasing patches on a quarterly basis, on a time basis, means that features that haven't been 100% polished, or at least polished enough to have them be included in the patch, will be moved to the next quarter, which kind of frees them from having to delay, but it also, puts them under the bus for missing features that were promised. Which is also something that is rampant.
Yeah, I mean, like, the roadmap
in the game industry.
Yeah.
Like, you had the No Man's Sky that completely missed out on features. Even Even Sea of Thieves as content and features it's missing that they were promised, and now they're part of DLCs.
Yeah. But I mean, like for the most part, they only really did miss one thing for the roadmap for 3.1. But the thing is, 3.2 has so much more stuff, so many features. Because they're going to be bringing in mining, refining, fueling. They're going to be working on selling and how that works. They're going to be working on scanning. The radar system's first ever implementation is going to be coming in.
If you've seen the latest Calling All Devs, Mark Tomei was talking about how scanning is going to work, and that's going to make. Did I do it again?
Yeah, you called him Mark.
Apparently, he's Mark Tomei in my head from now on and forever. Kirk Tomei did discuss how scanning is going to work, and that's going to make for a lot more slow-paced gameplay, which is good. I mean, warping or quanting into an area and immediately popping up on everyone's radar. Although, this is an interesting thought. Should jumping out of quantum drive release such a huge and powerful signal that you would pop up on everyone's, or at least the event, the location and time would pop up on everyone's radars?
I mean, I would hope so. Because, I mean, right now, what we have is like just basic flat radar iteration 1, basically. We don't have the active radar or anything like that just yet.
Well, yeah. And but I meant for because we have. Yeah.
But so that's what they call the passive radar, and I don't think that's going anywhere. So I agree with you. I think that when we do get the ability to quantum jump in, hopefully you'd be able to see them jump in with the passive radar. It would make it so that if you wanted to get the jump on somebody, you'd have to jump in from much further away, or like you'd have to actually cruise for much longer and that kind of thing.
Yeah. But then, it would only detect the event of you jumping in, and if you immediately hit cruise and went off, and somebody came, like maybe a few minutes or a minute after the event, after you jumped in, they would just find an area of empty space because, this is the location where you jumped in. But you've moved on, and they would then need to perform an active scan if they wanted to find you. But that would be great, because especially if you jump into Port Olisar, immediately, your screen is full of other people's pips.
Yeah.
It can get cluttered.
It's messy.
It's messy. Yeah.
Yeah. I would hope that they would clean that up, and by having the need to use an active radar, that would somehow clean it up. Yeah. But what
else
surprised me by the whole radar thing was the fact that it's not just radar on ships, and the radar isn't just for scanning. I don't think the radar is actually for scanning ships just yet. This iteration, it's for mining.
No. Yeah,
it's for mining and prospecting.
It's going to be the same. Yeah, it's going to be the same type of scanning.
Yes, but it's the first feature.
Yeah, just like, for instance, for ship customization.
I love that. Like, one of the changes from 3.0 to 3.1 was that they just rearranged the pips and big bennies. Oh man. But yeah,
apparently the lines for Big Bennies were a lot longer, and they were obscuring the exit or blocking the exit. So they moved it to the other sides where it's a lot easier for a
like that as well.
Bigger line. I don't know. I'm just bullshitting. Yeah. I was just like the first iteration of ship customization is going to be cockpit flare.
I mean, you could say that maybe, but cockpit. I can't wait for cockpit flare, man. And they mentioned that on Monday. In Calling All Devs, and I can't wait for it, because right now hangar flare is nice, but you can't show off hangar flare.
True.
The only issue I have is that, like, so how they've been doing flare for the past however long they've been doing it is that every month you get a new piece of flare and it has lore, and everybody has that flare. Cockpit flare would have to have a lot of variation, otherwise everybody would just have the same cockpit flare, because they'd be rolling it out at that same speed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hangars have well, I at least presume so. They have a lot more slots for flare than a cockpit. I would think that for like a medium-sized cockpit, 1 or 2 pieces would be maximum, and once you get like 10, 20, 30 different pieces, you get the sort of uh, differentiation between people's cockpits that
Yeah.
sets them apart.
In the future, what do you think? Should you be able to tint your windows to different colors?
Window tint works very weirdly as it is right now, because
Right.
it doesn't work from the inside, only from the outside.
Only from the
Like,
outside. I think it's
yeah.
intentional. I think it works
Yeah.
well that way, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah. So people from the outside, you can pimp your ship,
Mm.
but it doesn't make it more difficult for you to use,
I
like it
mean,
would if you had a completely red windscreen like you have on the Raven.
right. I mean, like if I wear this
Or the
red hat.
Saber. The
I don't
Saber,
walk around
yeah.
with a mirror so I can see my red hat the entire time. Hilarious for others to look at. So I don't
Yeah.
really mind that.
Mm. Sure, but yeah, why not? I'd love just like have like a completely black windscreen.
So
Or
I don't-
windscreen. No, windscreen.
Cockpit.
What kind of windscreen?
I mean, windscreen-
canopy.
Solar windscreen, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Good point.
so
Good point.
I don't think we'll be getting that simply because the what is it called, that the Teverin ship, the Predator, Asperia Prowler, that ship doesn't have conventional gloss, but it still has like a transparent hull.
Yep.
But you get to see through. So
Which is actually, from a technical standpoint, quite easy to do.
okay.
Yeah, you just because if you have a polygon, if
Mhm.
you don't like if you're not a polygon, like a model, if you don't want to see through it, you have to put textures on every side of it.
Mhm.
But if you don't put a texture on one side, you'll be able to see right through it through the hole.
So they wouldn't put the texture of just the gloss shader, so it still kind of looks like you're looking through something.
yeah, why
Okay.
not?
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they will take a lot more complex and higher fidelity way to do that thing, but it's almost a bug the way that windscreen works, because from the outside it's a wall, but you can see through it from the other side.
right.
Remember, it was one of the first patches of Star Marine.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of those containers near one of the capture points.
Mhm.
You could walk in through the door and see everything outside, even though people couldn't see you when you were inside.
Yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. See, that's Tavaran tech at work.
Fair enough. So, what has been your favorite feature from 3.0 going over to 3.1? What's your most favorite feature? I mean, like, we've been seeing a whole bunch of stuff that most people haven't noticed or paid attention to.
Usability of Mobigless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is
it's
functional
no
now.
longer like an askew thing floating or around your face. It actually, they made it so it lines up with the screen. And also this,
Yeah.
what we're seeing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You remember me getting on your nerves about complaining how that's wrongly rendered and everything. Yeah, and they fixed it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
it
so
looks
much.
like it's straight out of a movie now. I mean, like it looks beautiful. It
Mm.
looks beautiful. The work that they've done on the new planetary, I don't exactly know what they've done to it, but everything just looks so much nicer. Like,
well, yeah, right now we're seeing Delamar. They just made it blue
yeah,
instead of gray.
they made it
which
bluer.
is-
They added those molten. No, that's Cylin. Sorry. Yeah, they made it blue.
Yeah, they made it blue. But every other one, they actually changed the way the terrain generates.
Mhm.
Like the actual topology is now different than it was before.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
has
completely
mountains.
different. Yeah. Whereas Delamar is basically just a bit more blue. But yeah, it when you land on it,
Mm-hmm.
there isn't much appreciable difference unless you actually know what they changed.
Right.
like the generation of small rocks on the ground, which you only get to see once you get like very, very, very close up or just land and drive on it. That's been improved a lot. Like the randomness of it and the way they blend with the ground has been improved quite substantially, especially on Daymar. Yella has, I think you said it has mountains. It has continents you can make out.
Yes, and that's my most favorite thing about it. My most favorite thing about it. And I'm just waiting for one enterprising citizen to actually like go outside, orbit it, take the pictures, and make a flat map, and then have the rest of the community name those continents and such, so you can actually go about, make expeditions and map it out. I'm sure that there are wrecks and stuff. I mean, we've seen the Javelin. Well, they told us there was a big wreck you could see from space. Everyone was like, oh, Javelin wreck. And because of the CitizenCon presentation, we knew it'd be in a desert kind of area, and lo and behold, Dastro found it even before like it got released. So
you know what I like? A Google Maps thing for all these things, because you have apart from Earth, you also have Mars and Moon on Google Maps. I wonder if the Google Maps API is open enough for you to enter your own sort of what's it called, Mercator projection of a spherical body.
I mean, we don't have Google Maps, but we do have My Radar. And I don't know if My Radar has actually updated itself for 3.1. You don't have My Radar?
Nope.
Now, nope. I haven't checked it since 3.1. It'd be interesting to see if they updated since the game itself changed the way, you know, the terrain is generated. Are you trying to get it now?
Yep, doesn't exist for me.
Oh, okay. Right. So yeah. Oh, this is one of my more favorite things as well. The new helmet HUD. And
does it help though? Does it actually make it useful now?
It's prettier. And I suppose that the tech involved and how it works is awesome, because it uses the actual model of your ship now. So like, you know, when your landing gear goes down, if you're on a Saber, you can see the wings open and close and that kind of thing. When you take damage, the ship actually shakes on the thing there. You can see exactly where the damage is going. And on the Cutlass, you can that has actually been transcribed onto the MFDs, and you can actually have your targeting and self screens there, so you don't even have to fly a Cutlass with a helmet on, because that data is on the MFDs.
That's true. Yes. This whole render to texture thing, and the MFDs, the little, you know, the extra let's call them squares on your helmet, are basically just extensions for your for the ship's MFDs. If it doesn't have enough room, well, doesn't matter. If you fly with a helmet, you would get 2 extra screens. If you don't fly with a helmet, you don't get them.
Yeah.
So so with a Cutlass, it has enough MFDs for you to lay out everything on those things. But for instance, in the Gladius that we saw, it has 3.
Yeah, the Gladius is a fighter. It's purpose built for the guy to have a helmet on. So you don't have that luxury that you do on the thing. I assume that in things like the Freelancer and things like the new Reclaimer. Sorry, that video didn't show the Reclaimer. But no. I assume on the Reclaimer as well, there's one monitor that doesn't have anything yet. It's like a black strip on the top left of the cockpit. I imagine that that's where your a scanning MFD will also be. Either a scanning MFD or like a target MFD. But I do enjoy the fact that
all the MFDs are, you know, interchangeable.
So that's very true.
You could put anything you want there.
Yeah.
And if you're the co-pilot in the Reclaimer, the MFDs don't work yet, I believe.
Not
it does have
yet.
2 screens that pop out, like on a swivel arm.
On the right, for the claw operation. But they don't work just yet. I imagine that they'd be like a camera, like a picture-in-picture kind of thing, so you can see where the claw is going, and then like power settings or something.
I would love it if they actually made it so it would one of the Easter eggs would be like an 8-bit video game that you could play, and you would play like tick tick tick, tick tick tick,
Why not?
and it would actually um, reflect what the ship is doing, but in very bad graphics.
I mean, at what point do you go from being the best damn space sim ever that's, super high fidelity and whatever to having, like mini games and jokes? That's why people were so annoyed about the scanning thing being a golf swing.
Yeah. Well, I meant as an Easter egg,
Right, right.
But it would still require skill to operate. It would just be like a very low resolution and representation, but whatever.
Right.
You don't have to ruin everything I come up with.
Your idea is trash, and you should feel bad.
The Reclaimer. How many people actually have the Reclaimer in game now that it's exited the PTU with everyone having access to it? I haven't seen a single one yet.
You haven't? I still see too many of them, and
Really?
sadly for the Reclaimer owners as well. Not many of them actually have been able to fly them because there's a security issue on the Reclaimer this patch, where your rear lift is accessible to anybody. Also, by the way, it's the first anything in the game to have elevators 2.0, which means that an elevator that you can go to multiple floors on instead of just up and down. But it has no security, so people see Reclaimers spawning, and then they get in from the back, and then by the time the guy who calls it gets down the 2 flights of steps on the new pad 00, it's gone. And it really sucks. Because and they're rectifying this in a patch that's happening this week with a new.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a 3.1.1 patch that's releasing tomorrow as of this recording, or several days ago if you're watching this on YouTube or listening on SoundCloud or wherever you are. That fixes a few things. One of them is the outrageous prices and wait times for insurance claims. It's a pendulum. The people complain that the wait time and prices are far too low. Everybody can just re-request the ship wherever they want, and then they bump them up way too high, and everybody complains that I have to wait like 2 hours to get my ship back, or my arm and a leg too expedited.
What I've learned from the citizens of this game, and this is gonna come to bite me, I'm sure, is that it doesn't matter what CIG do in the long run when it comes to things that they do. There's always gonna be the vocal bunch, and they're not even the minority. But people, when there's something to be mad at, or even to be slightly kind of like just when there's something to talk about, they will talk about it, and they'll be very, very vocal. And it's weird and it's funny. It's like the more CIG does and the more CIG releases and gives them or gives us, the more we want, Like 2 years ago, they showed us Pupil to Planet, and it's the third most upvoted video on the Star Citizen subreddit, like 7,000 upvotes. Just it's a rip from the live stream of a Cutlass landing on Levski, and people are like, oh my god, I thought we'd get this in 3 years' time. Oh my god, this is crazy. What? And then now we have photorealistic moons that you can land on seamlessly. It's all in-game, and everybody is like,
meh. Old news.
What's old news? Where's my Carrick when?
Yeah. Yeah. I try not to be one of those people of the Carrick when persuasion, because I'm very much aware that until scanning for exploration purposes is well in the game and has a good mechanic behind it and actually has content for you to discover via it, there is no point in introducing the Carrick, which is its sole purpose. Otherwise it would be just here's another big ship.
That's very true. That's very true. So,
although I do wish they would give me the Reclaimer as the loaner ship for the Carrick.
Your Carrick?
Yeah,
I suppose
just because it's new.
Just because it's new. Okay.
And it is the same size, like class. We don't know exactly what size it is, but it did say it grew
It grew
a bit.
Yeah.
It grew a bit. It grew a bit from
Wow.
its original concept, which was 123 meters, and the Reclaimer is 155.
I think they're updating their their list of ships that they give
Mhm.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their loaner ship list. So maybe. I don't
Mhm.
know. We'll have to wait and see.
Although I'm not complaining, the Quilla is very nice,
Mm.
especially in 3.1 when it flies like a bus or a whale. It is very heavy
Oh yes,
feeling.
ship handling is actually a pretty big topic for this patch because
Mhm.
it's something that Calyx and his group have been working on for a while to make the ships feel how they should do. You know, like you have things like the Constellation and the Starfarer. These they're relative hulks compared to like you and your EVA suit, and they weren't really feeling or handling the way they should do. 3.1. All these large ships feel like they should. If I had a joysticks, I'd probably be in heaven. But keyboard and mouse, you can still feel it. You know, you press Q to roll, and it takes like 10, 15 seconds to do a 360 roll in a Reclaimer.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then if when you stop rolling, it still takes a while for the ship to stop rolling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mass and inertia is important, and I love it.
Yeah. Can't wait to see where they go with that. And hopefully this patch brings in some more dogfighters, because I think the dogfighting is something that people can do again. At least I'll be bringing it back with my content on weekends, at least anyway. I'll try and like do some competitions and stuff.
Do you mean in Arena Commander
In
or
Arena-
in the
in
Versus
Arena
Uni-
Commander.
Oh, okay.
Although in the PU, dogfighting is possible. I haven't been able to dogfight before, but I did a full dogfighting like ECN mission the other day, you know? And
Because frame rate.
because yeah, constant frame rate. Maybe some
Yeah.
dips, but yeah.
Yeah, when people keep asking for the Reclaimer, which is big load on the servers. And for everyone now that what is it? The what's the word?
The dum dum
The networking thing that will save everything.
Serialized variables? Is that the one?
Serialized variables and container streaming.
Mm.
Those two things aren't in yet, so everybody feels the strain on the servers for everything that happens.
Yeah.
Soon. But yes, but frame rates, I've been getting a constant 30 to 40 frame rates with the dips, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Which was unheard of before, unless you were on a very special PTU server that for some reason had only 4 people on it.
Yeah,
a maximum for a day. That was glorious, but oh so lonely.
it's happened to me before as well. It's like it bugs out sometimes, like when a new patch drops and you're still in the PTU, and it's glorious. CIG, bug your game more often.
But yes, it's actually nice to play again. Crashes still bound. I don't think they actually fixed the number of crashes from the PTU to live, but
all bets are hinging on this next patch, though. So
but then again, then again, a lot of these crashes are server side.
Exactly.
Where there is miscommunication between the server and the client, and the client doesn't know what to do. But those things can be fixed on the server without having to push a patch to everyone. Just make sure the server behaves the way the client expects it to. Which was also one of the things that Mark Aben talked about in recent Bug Smashers for tick rates. And the way it affected landing, and oh my god, that Bug Smashers give me a headache because, wow, I don't regret not going to programming anymore. Oh my god.
I don't even watch them anymore. I just I read the transcripts. Oh, he did that? Cool.
Well, if you haven't had a headache in a while and miss the feeling, go go watch that episode.
A-star endorsement right there.
it went so over my head. It might as well have been a reclaimer in deep space.
I see what you did there.
Yes, but server patches or fixes can be pushed server side only without interrupting gameplay, apart from kicking everybody off the server and resetting everyone back to square one. Which is
I mean,
what happened
nobody's complaining.
recently.
Nobody's complaining about that because we get our 5K UEC back.
Yeah, if you're broke, you get 5K.
I think everybody got broke.
Yeah, it's true, especially with the long wait times and the huge prices for the claiming, whatever. Insurance is bad.
All right. So, I suppose that's pretty much all there is, right?
Is there? Yeah, 3.1. I was actually gonna bring up whether this being a 3.1 patch is it enough content to justify it being a 3.1 patch, or should have been like 3.02?
I mean, it was everything that was on the docket. So it was everything that was promised, and so I suppose it deserves to be called 3.1. Now,
because they did introduce a lot, even though a lot of it is almost invisible to the naked eye.
Yeah. Not necessarily features is what you're getting at.
Yes,
which is what 3.2 is going to be heavy with, and I'm sure they've been working behind the scenes. It's not like they weren't doing anything.
Right, and it's 5 days into Q2. Come on, hurry up.
Exactly.
Q3 can't come fast enough. Right. Do you play a lot? I mean, do you play a lot, Star Citizen? I mean, I know you stream, but you're also a variety streamer. Do you find yourself playing Star Citizen more now that 3.1 is out than while we were waiting for it to come out?
I try to. Like, even when I'm streaming, I put it on and see if I can do a mission. But I crash. I lose all my stuff, and I just I don't.
Yeah, did that today. Went to Daymar to Kudraor, filled up on quartz, and as I was climbing out of the atmosphere, poof, all gone.
So hopefully tomorrow's patch will fix most of that.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, little faith. I mean, like, I suppose it's faith that's not misplaced, to be honest. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yes. Feature-wise, 3.1 doesn't bring a lot. Although, if we had the reclaimer, I think we could fill like another hour's worth of episode just talking about the reclaimer, and because we did have it in the PTU, and
well, maybe we should make a feature, just like walking through a reclaimer and talking about it.
Could do. Why not? We haven't had one of those in a while.
Exactly.
Just a lot of gameplay footage. Sure. Why not? So look forward to that one. And until then, I suppose this is as good a time as any to end the show. So until then, I have been Darjanator.
And I've been Myre.
This has been Fortnightly Frontier, and we will see you in the verse, I suppose.